What's going on? Oh shit, I've been on the phone. Politicking, talking, conversing, not conversating. Conversating isn't a word. And binge watching, man. I've been binge watching this show, and the show's pretty good. It's better than I thought. I used to watch it before, but I never watched it from the beginning and really understood what it was all about. Because each show was good. But it's called The Good Wife. It's about 15 years old. So, usually that would be too old maybe to hold my interest, but the show is very good. It's got Mr. Big in it from, Mr. Big from Sex and the City. Yeah, I'm fond of the show, though. I'm pretty fond of the show. And I watched the first season, and it slips one, and it's very good. Very, very good. I talked to my homegirl, my beautiful homegirl, my homegirl Blythe today. She picked the phone up and she told me about she got a new friend. And, she's always a beautiful girl. I mean, really, really good looking girl. Still looks good at 62 years old. And she told me, excuse me, oh shit, I had to turn the heater on. And she told me how she met this dude, and he's 51. And I guess that's a younger person. And he's 51, and how he has bought her some earpods and bought her some perfume and has bought her um, a MacBook or whatever, the one that cost $2,800. And I'm thinking, you haven't fucked him yet? She was like, no, nope, nope, I haven't. So I kissed him for the first time today. I said, he's buying you all of this shit? I said, is there a catch to it? She said, I don't know. I don't know. And she's like, I don't know what to do. I said, just do what comes naturally. The dude, probably genuinely likes you. And, take advantage of it. Maybe this is what you've been looking for. Maybe this is what you've been looking for. And now it's getting your way. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. And I'm kind of happy for her, actually. Um, we had a fling, but she told me too much about herself. And, we go back to junior high school. And she had already told me too much about herself. I know all the dudes that she's been with. Not all, but a bunch of them. And that shit sometimes would be in the back of my head. As beautiful as she is. And she also is kind of ghetto. When I say kind of ghetto, she ghetto. Her folks are from Compton. And not that that means anything. But yeah, it means something. Because she kind of ghetto. And she likes, she gets into arguments and shit and fights. And, I'm not on that vibe. Not when we're out. Not when we're out. I'm like, I like things to go peaceful. I handle things in a different type of way. Particularly with, restaurants and establishments. I handle stuff whenever there's a problem. I don't make a fuss or a scene. Not that I'm above making a fuss or a scene. It's just that there's better ways to handle it in order to win. Get something out the shit. But she said the dude bought her a diamond necklace. He bought her all this stuff. And that he's talking about he's retiring soon. And I'm like, you over there paying $1,800 a month rent for an apartment that you say you're not crazy about in an area that you don't like. I said, the fuck? You're already on disability. Um, Working down, I think they unload cars off the docks. I'm like, I'm like, she's lucky 62 when somebody's willing to come make life better for her. And back in the day, man. So these pictures, some of these pictures that I'm putting on my community wall are pictures. Some of them I've never seen, and a couple of them I'm really sharing a lot. I got my dad up there. I got his mother up there, Grandma D. Wasn't as close as her as I with my other grandmother, but she's still my grandmother. She never forgot birthdays or Christmas or Easter. She always sent cards. Always. Always sent cards. Always sent cards. And I would come when I come to New York, I go visit her. She had a real nice voice. Uh, she'd hug us, kiss us like a grandma does. Um, I went to her funeral in 1992, and that grandmother had 4 or 5 sisters, and I didn't know any of them. So I have cousins in Staten Island that don't necessarily have my last name. I don't know how many of you remember when ZX flipped out on me because I recorded him like he does people now. When I recorded him just as an insurance policy. And of course, he flipped out like, content creators will try and smash on you if you don't have a fucking platform. So I recorded him and started leaking out the recording. He said he's going to pistol whip my family and this and that and the other. He found my relatives in New Jersey. I was like, is that where they are? Because I don't even know. I tell them I said hi because I don't even know a lot of these people you're talking about. Just because they have a last name that might be in common, that don't mean that I know them. The ones that I know, the ones that I know have a different last name. The ones that I know are my father's sister. I should give her a call. Aunt Mary. My father's sister's kids. And they've always been nice to me too. Not that they shouldn't. Not that they shouldn't, but they never treated me. They never treated me whenever I would go out there as anything less than family. One of them, I have a cousin named Nora, who's like a stallion. Irish girl. Tall. She's older now. But she in her 20s, she was a looker, man. I mean, she was tall, built, very, very feminine. What's up, Art? Built very, very feminine and tall. And I keep saying tall because she was tall. Like 6 feet fucking tall. So we're driving. I pick her up in Manhattan. I was driving. This is 1994. And I had a 300D. That's a diesel Mercedes. And the diesel is it's not as heavy. The engine just isn't as big as a gas engine. And so we're driving across the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, and you know that that's a suspension bridge. So you're way up in the fucking air, right? And it's windy like a motherfucker, and that car's kind of light. And I'm holding on to the car, like, trying to hold it fucking steady and shit. Because the wind's blowing and you feel it pushing. So there is a truck in front of us, not a truck, a big, huge truck in front of us, because as soon as you get into Staten Island, there's a big-ass fucking land dump. Huge landfill. Huge for all of New York City. So as we're driving, this is St. Patrick's Day. And I probably had a drink or two. I probably had a drink or two, a couple of whiskeys. In fact, I'm sure I did. And all of a sudden, these drums start flying off of the... Man, that shit was so motherfucking scary, man. These drums start flying off the top of that fucking big-ass truck. With drums, 55-gallon drums, and they're bouncing on that fucking freeway and you on the road, and you got to move out of the way to dodge. Man. Talk about some James Bond shit. Some James Bond shit. So check it out. So we get out there, and we're gonna have St. Patrick's Day with my Irish relatives. I thought that was some appropriate ass shit to do, right? And we get out there and kicking it with my aunt, my cousins, have a little whiskey and everything like that. And she has this dude come by. Now, the dude that comes by is black. So mind you, this is 1994. So an interracial thing wasn't really, really new to them because my mother and my father were together 30 years before that. So the dude comes, and I'm like, oh, shit, all right. And this was her dude. And he started talking about how he'd been in Ireland. He said, yeah, I've been to Donegal and this and that and the other. And I don't think any of them had been to Ireland. Maybe my aunt had. And he starts talking about Ireland and this and that and the other and the whole stop. And then when we go to the bathroom, my aunt's boyfriend, who was from North Carolina, he was cool, but he was just a little bit uptight, about the racial shit. He said, "Well, I don't think we should encourage her." And I'm thinking, "What do you mean encourage her, dude? Can't you tell the fucking chemistry? Can't you tell the chemistry? Can't you? Don't you feel the energy, dude? They've been fucking. They've been fucking. They are definitely fucking." And she's bringing him home to meet her family and everything. And he's like, "I don't think that we should encourage it, but I wasn't going to stand by the door." And I'm thinking, "Damn, you guys are really thinking like this?" I said, "You guys are really thinking like this?" But I don't even know if they noticed that they were doing that in front of me. But yeah, yeah, that was interesting. That was interesting. They called garbanzo beans. You know what garbanzo beans are? They call them chickpeas. What's going on with you, Art? What's going on, man? Man, I gotta finish cleaning up in here. I'm just gonna be up. I'm gonna make some. I got some espresso. I'm gonna drink some iced espresso. And I'll go down here and wash some of these fucking clothes. Man, I like your show, man. It's just that everybody, it's hard to get a chance to talk. But I dig the topics, and I miss you. Because I'm familiar with the dudes. You got a good group of dudes. You got the cool dudes of the manosphere, and you've been doing it so long now. I'm glad it's working out for you. You slowly built it up. Slowly built it up. And oh, excuse me. Uh, Maybe I'll get some replay. I don't know if I'm not in the algorithm or whatever it is. What else is going on in the world? Man, Trump is cutting John and Musk. They're cutting federal civil service jobs. They're cutting the people jobs. They're cutting the kind of people jobs that they get when they're 21 and they work it until they're 60. The kind of job that it's hard to get fired from, with all kind of benefits. And I believe a lot of those people that work those jobs are black, that live in the D.C., Maryland area. A lot of those federal jobs that they're cutting, they say the federal government, after the civil rights movement passed in 65, that the government opened up its hiring practices a lot. And they hired a lot of black people to work these civil service jobs. And part of the thinking was that they wouldn't get hired in the private sector. They wouldn't get hired in the private sector. So they opened up the hiring and they hired a lot of black people. And I wonder if how many of those people that were black, they got fired. They're even letting people go that work in the Veterans Administration, which is too bad, man, because you need staff in order to take care of people. You need competent staff in order to help move paperwork through. You need competent staff to get people the services that they need. And that's frightening, what these people may think they're doing, if they even know what they're doing. I see that California put up a $50 million, they voted a $50 million bond or a $50 million war chest to fight against executive orders from the federal government that they disagree with, which is good. Which is very good. So, bullion. I watched I don't know where I've been the last couple years, but I didn't know this dude won the billion. The guy won the dunk contest is white. And he's won it 3 years in a row. Fool jumped over a whole goddamn car. A whole car to sideways. Leaped the car in a single bounce, picked the ball up and dunked it reverse. Mac McClurry or something. And I'm like, dang, the world's... I got a dude that follows me and he calls himself the Flat Earth. He believes that the Earth is flat. I'm like, man, he said, they got a nerve that dude went on Black History Month. I said, who you telling, man? 3 years in a row. I said, not only is the world flat, the world is upside down. He said, what do you mean? I said, you got the best dunker, the best rapper, and the heavyweight champion of the world. They're all white. What, huh? The best dunker, the best rapper, that's debatable. You can't sleep on Eminem. If Eminem's not in your top five, you're just on some bullshit. You're just on some bullshit. And a lot of people won't mention him, or they really just hate him because he's white. You got the best rapper, the heavyweight champion of the world, that Usyk, and he was fighting Tyson, and there's not even a black contender in sight. There's one, but he doesn't count. He's not FBA. So Art, one of these FBA youngsters said, "Hey, Beasley, man, you represent FBA." I said, "Yeah, well, I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Man, they trying to say the Puerto Ricans, man, helped founded hip hop." I was like, I'm sure there were Puerto Ricans around. Puerto Ricans and blacks have been mixed together in New York for 50, 60, 70 years. He said, "Man, but they started hip hop." I said, "Well, I guess Kool Herc and Alfred Bambaataa started hip hop for the most part. And I said, "But you're missing what he's talking about with hip hop. What is hip hop? Hip hop is the culture of music, graffiti, and breakdancing. And the Puerto Ricans, for the most part, were primarily involved with the breakdancing." I couldn't hear anybody think of this answer. And I was like, damn, am I that brilliant? And brilliant, a definition of brilliant is seeing things that other people can't see. Or they don't know how to, or they're too young to have any knowledge, or they can't articulate their words. But there were dance crew, Rocksteady crew, and the other ones, they were mostly Puerto Ricans. And then the other part of the hip hop culture that makes the culture of hip hop is graffiti writing. Graffiti writing. He said, "Man, fuck that shit, man. The Puerto Ricans trying to do this." I said, "Man, you know what? That's some bullshit. I don't care about that bullshit anyway. You want to do something substantial. You want to get my attention. Work on something that's providing food, clothing, and shelter for black people. You're talking about who started hip hop first. That's some bullshit. That shit don't feed nobody. That shit don't educate nobody. That's not doing nothing for nobody. That's just some bullshit that you're arguing. What difference does it fucking make? I guess it makes a difference, but be for real. Food, clothing, and shelter for black people. I got that from Danny Bakewell at the Brother Who Crusade, my light-skinned brother. He said, "Man, we here to represent for food, clothing, and shelter for black people." I'm gonna drop down to 0 motherfucking people spitting my shit, talking my stuff. But I'm putting pictures up. I'll take them down, and I'm getting very personal. I'm not scared of you motherfuckers. It's bring back memories, and I got more of them coming. Some of these pictures that I put up, I've never seen before myself. The pictures of me and my mother in 1968, I've never seen them pictures. I've seen one of them. It's funny. Some of these pictures are from my father's collection. So my mother has a collection of pictures, and I guess they shared pictures with one another, even though they were apart. That was the thing to do back then. You send pictures of your kids to the ex. And so I'll see pictures from the same sitting, except there'll be a couple of them here and a couple of them there. And there's some of them in there that I haven't seen, that I haven't put up. Of my father's father, apparently I met him when I was 2 or 3 years old. I don't remember. But there's pictures of him holding me. And I was like, wow, that was a trip. That was something. I don't remember. Okay. Today's Sunday. I I listen to too much YouTube today. I can't. I need my break from this shit from time to time. I did hit a couple of panels though, just to argue and to talk shit. It's just getting older and older and older and older for me to do. It really is. And oh fuck, I've not finished everything that I have to do. I'm just moving slow these days. But I got some. I don't have that much time either, and I'm tired now. Just had to put a little pep in my step. In fact, I just got hit with the wave of tiredness. I'm gonna lie down. I'm gonna lie down. Yeah. I wish everybody a good night. And keep looking on the community tab. I'm gonna put all kind of pictures up. Whatever I come across. Whatever I come across. I'm not picking them out. I'm not picking them out. They're being sent to me. And I'll catch all two of you later. Hasta la vista.